The whole universe in which they were found began to tremble in an incredible way. However, at the moment, an equally gigantic power would become present. Although Turles was not able to feel Goku's power, he had noticed how an incredible pressure was spreading throughout the battlefield. So, the instant a blue aura would arise all over the place, while Goku would begin to access the Super Saiyan Blue. I'm surprised by the power you possess, and even if you don't have the divine energy, your power is even capable of being compared to the power of the gods. My power goes much further than that, so get ready! Wow, I can't believe it. With what you told me, I can tell that you don't belong to this timeline. But you will reveal to me all the secrets to be able to access that state of God that you say. Both of them stared at each other, so instantly they began to exchange thousands of blows all over the place. Their battle would spread throughout that universe, although even though Goku had used the power of a god, his body continued to weigh a little, while his enemy was completely relaxed. Being the environment in which they had trained most of his life, Goku with his incredible speed was able to hold him by the head, making him crash into a planet, being able to cause great damage because the power he had used was overwhelming. However, from the top of the whole place, a giant of dark energy was able to deal him an incredible blow, which had likewise sent him to one of the end of the planet. How's he able to keep hurting me? If I have the energy of a god, even if I don't like to accept it, he is at this moment a mere mortal, unlike Mia. I can see that with you I'll have to use all my power, since the grip you've used against Mia has been effective. You've caused me great damage. What? He still hides a lot more power. This really won't be easy at all. The Dark Saiyan this time would start accessing the Super Saiyan, with which his power would increase in a huge way. But at the moment, a big explosion would be created, so he'd take advantage of it to be able to deliver an incredible blow to Goku's face, which at the moment he was able to recover, and again they began to exchange thousands of blows. But this time both warriors were very evenly matched, which would leave Goku very surprised because he possessed the energy of a god. At the moment, both warriors took a little distance, while Turles would start laughing like a maniac. I can tell that you're a very powerful warrior, so with you I'll be able to use all my power, since no warriors forced me to use this power. Goku's gaze would change to one of total confusion, while a little fear would begin to travel all over his body, which he had not experienced in such a long time. Turles' power would begin to rise in an incredible way, while his hair would return to its black color again. But this time it would begin to grow in a great way, while his simple aura was able to. What the hell? Who is this Saiyan? How is it possible that he has all this power? The power of Turles at the end would make Goku enter into a complete terror, since even his aura warned him about the risk of facing that subject, since instantly Turles' aura was hundreds of times higher than Goku's aura. Sorry for the delay, but I'm not used to accessing this transformation since you're the first warrior I'll try with it. Goku, before being able to say anything, Turles was able to hold him by the head, starting to destroy an entire planet with Goku's body, which, while being dragged, blood was spreading from all over his body. Turles, with great power, would send him to a few mountains, creating a huge explosion. Apparently, even you aren't able to withstand all the power of my most powerful transformation. In that case, I'll have to finish you once and for all. Goku, in one of his hands, would begin to channel all of his power, so the instant that Turles would begin to approach, being a few meters away, Goku would throw his incredible attack. But to his surprise, Turles was able to stop his attack with his simple hand, and instantly Turles would expel a large sphere of energy, which he sent to fly to Goku, while in the same way, he had returned to his base state in terrible conditions. Damn, will I really die in this place? I can't believe all this is happening. Returning to the present, Daishinkan had been able to master all the power of the Guardians as well as the power of the Kings at all, while he had also spent excellent times with Freya as his heart and mind had become completely corrupted. However, Freya's heart likewise contained pure evil, although a little the essence of the original angel Daishinkan, which would make everything they did question. Is everything Daishinkan is doing really right? He is, in a nutshell, is my creator. Although he has given me great power, we should not do intimate things. Freya would be taken out of her thoughts by the voice of Daishinkan, who would request her for help for a new training. In the same way that Freya increases her power in an incredible way, to begin the plan to eradicate all the creation of Xenosama. Freya, when she arrived before Daishinkan, she was terrified to observe a giant with yellow eyes staring at her, so Freya would increase all her power, throwing thousands of destructive energies. A great curtain of dust would rise all over the place, not being able to make any scratch, which on this occasion almost made her wet her pants from the terror she had.
There's nothing to worry about, Freya, since this is my aura, which I am trying to completely master, and I want you to be able to summon it anyway.
Can I summon that thing too? But what is he supposed to do?
At this moment, we'll access another dimension, in which we'll start with our new training, and I'll teach you how to master your killer aura and the dark power.
I understand, Daishinkan-sama. I will do everything you ask. I promise not to let you down.
I completely trust you, and together we'll be able to bring absolute destruction to the Divine Kingdom. Although we have finished with the pillar, I am sure that the Celestials, the beings who are above the King of the All, really exist.
The Celestials? With all the knowledge that you've given me, I don't have any data about warriors of such a name. Who are they?
It is said that the Celestials only appear when a multiverse is about to fall before the agony and destruction of everything that is in it. And if we're able to defeat them, we'll be able to access a world that no being has been able to reach.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Let's train, Daishinkan-sama, please, and I want to become just as powerful as you.
I hope you're prepared, as my training's extremely complicated. I hope you possess the stamina to endure it.
Both warriors, at the moment of arriving that dimension, began with their great training, in which Freya would begin to move all over the place, while the only aura of Daishinkan was able to stop each of their attacks. Although to be able to keep the technique active, she must have almost infinite energy reserves. But if she was able to achieve it, her defense was almost impossible to break. And this would be realized by Daishinkan and Freya, because although Freya would use each of her techniques and powers, she wasn't able to do anything against Daishinkan.
1,000 paths of the Divine Priest.
The aura was able to attack Frieza with thousands of blows, which, despite being limited in energy, they were able to cause incredible damage, making her fall towards a place of the terrain in which they were training. Going back to the past, Goku's screams were able to be heard throughout the universe. However, Turles, getting bored of torturing him, would stare at him while his expression was of superiority.
You're something powerful, but first of all, my power, you turned out to be nothing more than a simple ant, so I'd better end your pathetic life.
Turles would throw several spheres of energy towards Goku, who at this moment was able to dodge each one of them, while at the moment, his power would begin to rise as more spheres that Turles threw, his power began to increase. At the moment, Goku would open all of his eyes, realizing that the color had changed to a silver one. And from an incredible scream all over the place, Goku's aura would color in a great way, starting to walk, and instantly, all of Goku's hair would turn a silver color, while his energy would disappear completely, just like the pressure that Goku gave off.
What is this transformation? At this moment, even your incredible pressures disappeared. Is it a useless transformation?
While Turles was laughing uncontrollably, Goku was able to approach with incredible speed, delivering a precise blow in the center of the stomach, which was powerful enough to make him vomit large amounts of blood.
What? How's he able to give me so much damage with a simple blow?
Turles would begin to stand up again. However, he would fall to the ground again, vomiting much more blood. That's right, Goku's simple blow contained so much power that the damage he had received was incredible, so it was too difficult for Turles to stand up. Meanwhile, Goku would begin to approach Turles, who would try to do everything to stand up, but it was completely impossible for him due to the great difference in powers. However, at the moment, Turles, with all his determination, was able to stand up, although he had suffered incredible physical damage, but the really serious damage was the mental damage, since no one had ever humiliated him in such a way. So, for the first time, he would begin to feel the real terror starting to shake uncontrollably.
What is this feeling? Damn, am I even afraid of this damn guy? What is this transformation? Even the pressure he has completely disappeared, but the power he's able to release overwhelms me.
Turles, without caring about how his body felt, he had thrown himself against Goku, who this time was in full control of the battle, starting to humiliate Turles with each exchange of blows because Turles' speed did not compare with the reaction time of the Ultra Instinct. For that reason, Goku was able to dodge and hit him, while Turles had not been able to connect a single blow. Goku connected every blow. At the moment, Goku, using a little more of his power, was able to send him to fly, being dragged by a few mountains around him. However, at the moment, Goku would notice how even his internal system would begin to decrease its power. The more the battle went on, so he had decided to end the battle. I plan to end this battle that should have never started, since I hadn't done anything to disrespect you. But at this moment, I plan to send you to the other world. Don't think I'm gonna give up so easily. Goku would begin to channel all his power in a definitive attack, while Turles would likewise begin to gather all the remaining power that he had left. So at the moment, both warriors launched their definitive techniques. Although at the moment of the clash of powers seemed somewhat even, Goku, by increasing his power much more, was able to destroy Turles' attack in less than 3 seconds. So the combined attack was able to not leave even ashes of Turles' body. Goku would immediately go down to the surface of the planet, and with a loud scream, his power, he would collapse, while purple-colored rays were starting to come out of his whole body, as well as too much blood. This was the same thing that happened to me in the Tournament of Power. The power beyond the gods. I have to master it completely to be able to use this power without having these side effects. Damn! Returning to the present, Daishinkan along with Freya were able to finish with their great training, so they were determined to finish with every god and angel. That's right, even though the angels were his children, his greed would lead him to the end of the lives of all his children. Daishinkan, we're ready. Where do you want us to start?
I'll give a statement to all the 12 universes so that they know where they are going to face.
Daishinkan will release all his aura for the 12 universes, being able to observe the incredible being for the top of all the 12 universes, making all the divine beings panic. But the voice of Daishinkan would resonate for every corner.
Gods and angels, I hope you're prepared, since from today, I am the new ruler, and I intend to end the creation of Xenosama completely. And an apology to you angels, since I intend to end you regardless of whether you're my children.
The incredible aura would disappear from the whole place, leaving all the divine beings with too many questions. Meanwhile, in Universe 7, Beerus and Whis would stare at each other.
So, this is what it's all about. For that damn reason, the useless Daishinkan asked that we finish with Son Goku, since he was the only warrior capable of ending this whole farce.
Indeed, Mr. Beerus, but don't worry. Even though we are more to destroy by Daishinkan, you and I know that Mr. Goku is becoming more powerful every day. He will put an end to my father's reign.
You're right, Whis. But I hope Goku will be able to beat Daishinkan, since even he's able to end Xenosama's life. His power must have increased in an incredible way.
I agree with you, Mr. Beerus, but we have to trust Goku. He has always been able to find a solution to every problem. Returning to Goku, he was meditating in order to fully recover, while in the same way he was trying to access the Ultra Instinct at will to be able to dominate it and take his power to the next level. While Daishinkan was ready to gather all his troops, they were finished with every being of divine energy. My lord, we are all ready and waiting for your order to end the divine kingdom.
It's time. The new priest of death and you're Freya, my priestess. We must be the only rulers.
Daishinkan, along with Freya, began to move through each universe. However, in this time, in the same way each of the gods and angels had decided to meet with the most powerful god, which was the god Beerus of the Universe 7.
Brother, what are you gonna do? The presence of the great Xenosama has completely disappeared. In case everything Daishinkan has said is true, none of us will be able to do anything against him. Champa's right, as none of us possesses the required power to stand up to Daishinkan. But we won't go down without a fight. Gods and angels, Daishinkan has some time ago asked me to eliminate Son Goku from all universes, even to erase his very existence so that he won't be able to be reborn.
But if what you say is true, that means that Daishinkan was afraid of that Saiyan, and your damn Beerus, you have ended our last hope. The the powerful god of Universe 4, with a great fury, had rushed against Beerus, giving him a powerful blow in the face, which would cause great devastation all over the place. However, when the smoke dissipated, it could be observed as Beerus, with one hand and without any effort, was holding the god of Universe 4 tightly by the neck.
Let me finish talking, you damn worm. And no, I'm not done with Son Goku, but I had to send him to a different timeline. When he's ready, he'll be able to help us with this great war. For the moment, we have to be the resistance of the multiverse. Brother, I understand that you're giving us to understand, but it's practically impossible, since he's even able to defeat Zeno and his guardians. A simple god like us will not be able to do anything. But with pathetic mentality that you possess, it's clear you won't be able to do anything. The first thing we must do is change our mentality completely, so as not to be useless.
I understand everything you're saying, Beerus, but that's practically impossible, because the power of a god can't be compared to the power of an angel, much less the power of daishinkan. Beerus, at the moment, with a big smile and putting one of his hands on his planet, he would begin to channel a large part of all his power. That's right, the increase in true power of Beerus would begin to become present, because this time, the power he was able to release was a bestiality. After a few moments, a great explosion of destructive energy would be observed all over the place, while instantly a completely different Beerus could be observed. That even his power was able to overshadow the power of the angels present, with the exception of the power of Whis, because this one had also followed a rigorous training to be able to become more powerful. Meanwhile, the other angels and gods were not even able to move due to the pressure emanating from Beerus, because in the new state, his power was able to even eliminate him with one blow. This is the power that I have achieved in my arduous training. But beings like you who think they're not able to increase their power are much more. They're pathetic beings. Only we know who our limit is. My brothers and gods, to face Daishinkan, we'll have to team up again with the mortals of the 12 universes. Like all the angels, we will form a single being, while the gods and mortals alike.
That means that only 3 beings must face Daishinkan.
That's right, Champa, because no matter how many warriors we gather, if our power is insignificant, we won't be able to do anything. But if we unite, we have some possibility, with our AZ arrives up our sleeve. In that case, we will be better to warn each other of our warriors and start preparing so that we will be able to be ready for the great threat that is approaching. Each god and angel had left for their respective universe to this time ask for the help of the most powerful mortals of all the kingdom of the All, while on the other hand, Beerus had returned to his base form. So Whis and Beerus began to walk all over the planet while talking about everything that was happening.
Hey Whis, since we know Daishinkan's intentions, it's time to do it. We must return all the memories to the Earthlings of planet Earth.
I agree with you, Mr. Beerus, so that Mr. Vegeta even has the urge to become much more powerful. We must not lose this war. We must resist as long as possible until Mr. Goku arrives. Going back to the planet, Goku in all this time had completely recovered, so he had trained in that inhospitable planet, which on this occasion was beginning to simulate all that gravity, which the first day would not even allow him to move freely. While Goku spent more in the place, he was able to feel how each energy vein dilated much more. That's right, his veins were able to expand and carry much more energy load. But very few warriors were able to continue with that training in that universe, because sometimes even the bones were broken by the pressure. The pressure I'm getting is incredible, but in the same way, it's very painful. I can't believe that there is a universe with these conditions. I have to become much more powerful. I'm sure that something very bad's about to happen in my timeline. Goku would continue with his great training, which at the end of the 8 months, Goku had been able to master the Ultra Instinct in its entirety, being able to access said state at will and without having side effects that put his life at risk. I've finally been able to master the Ultra Instinct. At this moment, I must be able to take my body to a new level. I have to be able to master the energy of the angels. Goku would continue to the imperfect Ultra Instinct, with which he would begin to move through each of the 12 universes, being able to reach Universe 7, which would leave him surprised that Beerus is training with Whis. But at the moment, both deities were able to feel a gigantic energy that had them in his sights.
That energy is coming from above us. Who the hell are you? Apparently you're a Saiyan, but your energy is even capable of being compared to the power of the gods.
Beerus, at a flashing speed, would fall down behind Goku, trying to give him a blow. But when he was inches from touching his body, Goku was able to move to the side of Beerus, causing him a slight blow, which was powerful enough to send him to the ground to crash, causing a great destruction all over the place. Whis was surprised because at first sight, it seemed like a simple blow, but was amazed by the fact that he was able to disintegrate hundreds of mountains all over the planet. And the planet of the god of destruction was much more resistant than any planet. This is amazing. I can't believe the power you possess. At a glance, you're a Saiyan who has been able to master a part of the Ultra Instinct, a state beyond the gods. As observant as always, Whis, but I didn't think you'd be able to notice my Ultra Instinct if I have it at the lowest level. This Morch is very peculiar. He knows my name, and besides, he says that the state of being able to use the Ultra Instinct is the lowest. That should not be possible. From a big explosion, Beerus would expel all his power because the blow he'd received had caused incredible damage. So instantly, without caring, he launched himself against Goku, who without any difficulty was able to dodge each of his blows without greater effort. That's right, the power that Goku possesses this time was enough to face an angel, and if he used all his power, he was even able to give battle to Daishinkan before he absorbed all the power of Xeno-sama. Goku, with a slight blow, was able to send him to a few rocks, in which Beerus would begin to release too much blood all over his body. Damn it! Who the hell is that Saiyan? How is it possible that he's able to cause me so much damage with a few simple blows? Goku would start walking towards Whis, turning his back completely to Beerus, which would make him much angrier. Beerus, using his energy reserves, launched himself again, but this time Goku would stare at him, and of a great mental power, he was able to leave Beerus out of combat, while he would continue approaching Whis. I could see that you have no bad intentions. However, you would be able to end Mr. Beerus' life with a single blow. But who are you? I come from the future, Whis, and I come to ask you to teach me how to master the energy of an angel, because in my timeline, Daishinkan has betrayed us, and I'm sure he wants to end everything that has built Xeno-sama. Please, help me. You're the one I trust. Goku would show Whis the sphere that Beerus had given him when he had arrived in this timeline, so Whis would realize that everything the Saiyan was telling him was the truth, but he had thousands of doubts because his father would betray the Divine Kingdom. Okay, I'll help you to raise the angelic energy, but first, I need you to release all your power to know what level you currently possess. Okay, I'll surprise you, since I've trained tirelessly to have all this great power and to be able to save my timeline. Goku would access the perfect Ultra Instinct, with which his power was able to make Whis fall to his knees. Despite the fact that Goku hadn't obtained a new transformation since that timeline arrived, his body was able to withstand much more energy load. Goku, realizing Whis was not even able to move, he would decide to return to the imperfect Ultra Instinct, so that Whis was not affected by this. Wow, it really shows that my part of the future has trained you in an excellent way. But then tell me, do you want me to give you the secrets of angelic energy? Since you currently surpass my power by thousands of times, I can't train you. Same, Whis. If you give me the knowledge to unlock much more potential with angelic energy, I know I could do it on my own. Thank you very much. Whis, at the moment, with his great power, he was able to transmit all the knowledge about angelic energy to Goku, who was able to fill himself with knowledge, even observing in his mind a transformation far beyond the Ultra Instinct. I thank you, Whis. It's time for me to leave for training. I have to save my timeline. This is how Goku was able to begin again to move around the entire Universe 7. Arriving at the temple where the Room of Time was located and not being recognized by the god of Earth, Goku, with his incredible speed, was able to enter the Room of Time without being discovered. So he would begin with his new rigorous training. Returning to the present, all the warriors of Universe 7 had remembered their savior, while even Vegeta remembered his greatest rival, and remembering his last training, but without wasting time, all the mortals, they had decided to merge with Vegeta. That's right, Vegeta would be the base body so that it supports all the energy load, as well as being able to evolve much more. So at the moment, the last warriors present would be Jiren, Toppo, and Hit, who observed the Prince of the Saiyans with a big smile. I never thought I'd have to join you, Saiyan, but we'll do whatever it takes to make our multiverse survive.
You also possess already the energy of destruction. I'll be of great help to increase your power. We trust you, Vegeta.
I'll grant you each of my techniques as an assassin. Use them wisely, and finish with those miserable ones. I trust you, Vegeta. We'll be the annihilating resistance of this multiverse.
The trio of warriors would transform into energy, beginning to enter the body of the Prince of the Saiyans, while for their part, all the angels had merged, beginning to create a new warrior, which this time even Daishinkan and Freya had been able to feel the full magnitude of his power. Daishinkan, that power is gigantic. I dare say that's on par with our power. Whose incredible power is that?
Freya, you're really surprised by so little power? The training we had is just for that. It doesn't matter if a warrior's a little more powerful than us. We have the dark energy, or also known as massacre energy.
I know, Daishinkan, but don't forget that if a warrior's much more powerful than us, he's able to neutralize all kinds of energy that we use in his body.
Excellent point of view, but that's the fusion of all my children, and they only slightly surpass us. We'll be able to beat them without any problem.
But equally, two gigantic powers were felt all over the place. While on top of the 12 universes, a sky-colored giant energy would form.
We will be the resistance of the entire Xenosama multiverse. We'll not let you finish with the creation of the king. So you want to start competing against Mia? Oh, interesting. Unfortunately for you, the only warrior who has a threat to me is already dead. And it doesn't matter if you merge or train, you're just simple worms on my side.
Daishinkan in the same way would release all his incredible aura, representing himself again, the gigantic power that is in the entire multiverse of Xenosama. That's right, the battle for the throne was about to begin. Good against evil. While Goku would continue with his great training to be able to defeat Daishinkan once and for all. The aura of Daishinkan in the same way had intensified in an incredible way. That's right, this time both sides wanted to end this once and for all. So instantly, without prior, both sides began to approach. However, on the side of the gods, the angels and the fusion of the Saiyan Vegeta would be the combatants, while all the gods in the same way had joined the body of Beerus. However, Beerus would be of support since this would reinforce his companions with bursts of energy. At the moment, the fusion of Los Angeles, he had created an imposing being of angelic energy, which had even wielded a sword with the energy of a high priest. So, instantly, the fight between the fusion and Daishinkan would begin, while at the moment, Vegeta would stand in front of Freya. I'm surprised by the power you possessed, but you still remain immortal, and me being a higher creation, you will not be able to do anything against me.
I'm not interested in you being a woman. If you get in my way, I'll destroy you, and I won't allow them to do more destruction. So I have to give my life for everyone I love.
You sound very confident and brave, but it's a pity that your words can't measure up to your strength.
What do you think if we check it out, since I want to crush you?
Freya, with a flashing movement, had thrown a big blow at him, but she was surprised when she realized, like Vegeta, with a much faster movement, she'd been able to prostrate herself on his back.
You better take this battle seriously, or else you'll get really hurt, and I don't plan on taking responsibility.
Furious, Freya would grant him a kick, but Vegeta's speed was flashing, or that was what Freya believed, because at the moment, Vegeta in his first movement was able to deal him a blow, which he made fall to the ground with incredible power, so much so that he's almost able to knock her out of combat. Freya would immediately begin to vomit large amounts of blood, since the damage he had caused was of an incredible level. Damn it, what happened? I wasn't able to see anything. No matter how fast it is, I have to be able to at least watch when it hits me.
What have you been up to? I thought that he'd be able to do something against me, even if you put your hands, because if we continue like this, I'm gonna get bored, and the hit time jump techniques are very useful.
The last Vegeta would only think about it, so instantly Freya would begin to increase a large amount of all his power. So at the moment, devastations were happening all over the 12 universes. But the warriors on this occasion were not able to do anything. Vegeta apparently has the battle under control. In this case, I'll help the angels. Beerus, in the same way, had pounced against Daishinkan in the same way. However, Daishinkan, despite being at a disadvantage, he didn't look concerned. In fact, he would start fighting with both without any problem.
Despite having merged and fighting both against me, they're not able to do anything against me. But I'll show them that I am capable.
Daishinkan at the moment would take a little distance, so his incredible aura would be represented all over the place. Starting to give a beating to both warriors, Vegeta at the moment would realize the great technique, so he would say to himself,
Well, I'm sure that I can release an Ozaru in the same way. That's the ability to repel the Daishinkan one. I have to try.
However, Freya, realizing that Vegeta was off guard, rushed against him, but the prince, with a powerful blow, was able to knock her out of combat. So he would close his fists, starting to concentrate. After a few seconds in which both warriors were still being slaughtered, an incredible aura in the form of an Ozaru could be observed. And without warning, he was able to destroy Daishinkan's aura. But his aura would likewise be destroyed, needing a great part of spiritual energy.
What? How've you been able to create an aura like mine? Moreover, as he has been able to destroy her.
Both deities began to fall, so they would be held by the Prince of the Saiyans, who had transmitted some of his power to them, so that they would be able to defend themselves, in case Freya regained consciousness.
Don't worry, I'll take care of this wretch. I'm not planning on losing, so you better get ready. Good for nothing, Guardian. I'm surprised by the power you have. Despite being a mere mortal, your energy and skill in battle surpasses those two.
At the moment, both were observed without meditating any words. They threw themselves against each other. The battle of both was devastating, so much so that millions of living beings for all the 12 universes were dying. That's right, the amount of innocent beings was surprising. But Vegeta was not able to stop because he knew that if they lost, the entire multiverse would be eradicated by Daishinkan. So instantly, both gave themselves a powerful blow, which had sent them flying to a planet. Both began to spit a little blood.
Wow, the power of your fist is amazing. You don't compare at all to the other garbage I defeat. With you, if I'll be able to move something, the muscles. Apparently, that stupid one hasn't been able to master all the dark power after all, so I better put it to better use.
Daishinkan and the sphere of dark energy would disappear from the place, appearing next to Freya, who was beginning to regain consciousness, but she was very badly injured. Daishinkan-sama, please help me. I'm sorry, I haven't been able to meet your expectations.
Don't worry. After all, I already knew you were a good-for-nothing.
Daishinkan would instantly place his hand on Freya's forehead, which would instantly feel an incredible pain, as her life had been taken away by her creator himself, while the energy began to flow throughout Daishinkan's body.
Being a good-for-nothing, you better get back the power I put in you, so this very moment you'll disappear.
Freya was not able to do anything against Daishinkan, and instantly she would disappear from the place. Since Daishinkan had left absolutely nothing of Freya, while her power had been enhanced in a superhuman way, even one of her wounds was regenerated.
Right now, I have 100% of all my power again. I'm ready for this second round, so you better get ready, Saiyan. I can't believe what a scumbag you are. You didn't mind taking the life of your own creation. She fought for you, and you got rid of her, as if she was absolutely nothing. It doesn't seem to me that you're the ideal person to question me. You Saiyans destroyed planets, ending the lives of beings for pure pleasure. I know. For that very reason, I'm planning to give my life to remedy everything I've failed. I don't think you'll be ending the lives of innocent people anymore. I want to check it. You know that if you are powerful enough to achieve it, you miserable worm.
Instantly, both began their great battle again. But this time, the blows received by the Prince of the Saiyans caused incredible damage. Bruises appeared all over his body, as well as internal bruises. The deities, realizing this, likewise rushed to help Vegeta. For his part, in the past, Goku had been able to finish with his great training, because this time, he'd been able to have total control of his energy. So at the moment, he would leave the room of time at an incredible speed that had not even been perceived by anyone. I have to say goodbye to my parents before I leave. Goku would begin to move around the universe, arriving at his planet quickly, observing his father, who continued with his rigorous training. Wow,
I'm surprised by the power that runs through your body, Father. If you keep this up, you'll be surpassing me. There's no doubt about it.
Kakarot, how long without seeing you? I've been able to master my energy completely, just like none of my transformations possess an energy drain.
Father, I'm glad to know, and I assure you that when all this passes, I'm able to return. I'll teach you to master the energy of a god.
Are you gonna leave, my son?
That's right, Father. I have to be able to save my timeline, and I feel very bad feeling.
I understand, my son. I trust in the power you possess, and please, don't forget us.
I'll never do it. Please say goodbye to my mother.
Sure, Kakarot, I'll do it.
Goku would leave the planet, being able to reach the center of Universe 7, in which, being able to expel a large amount of energy, he was able to open several portals to other timelines. However, when Goku began to concentrate, he was able to feel how among all the different timelines, in one incredible negative power was felt, while the power of Vegeta, Beerus, and Whis began to decrease in an incredible way.
Oh, damn, my friends are about to die. This can't be like this.
Goku with great speed would begin to enter into the multiverse and its original timeline, but the moment he would arrive, he would be stopped. That's right, the Megaversal Time Pause would have been activated, in which at the moment only Goku was able to move, realizing how everything around him had become paralyzed.
What happened? Why is it that the entire multiverse has come to a standstill?
In front of Goku, a Xeno-sama could be observed, which left him surprised, since according to the assumption he had, the great Xeno-sama had died at the hands of Daishinkan.
Goku, there's no time. Daishinkan has really betrayed us and has kept my power. But not being a worthy being, he won't be able to even use 10% of all my power. But I choose you. To grant you, I grant the essence of which I once had, the great Xeno-sama.
Goku, before being able to say anything, an overwhelming power would start to enter all over Goku's body, while his hair started to grow, as on this occasion, he needed to evolve, as otherwise his body might explode.
Don't worry, this temporary break lasts about 3 months, so I trust that in that timeline you'll be able to master all my power. I know that you can, my friend.
After a few hours, Goku was able to contain all the power of Xeno-sama. However, he wasn't even able to take a step since his body was so heavy, like his muscles were too big, but the power that ran through his body was impressive.
The power that Xeno-sama has given me is incredible, but I have to be able to master it, because no matter how much power I possess, if I'm not able to move, I'll end up defeated.
Goku in these 3 months would begin to train his new power, because he knew that the power possessed by Daishinkan was not at all low. Goku in all this time was able to master 78% of the power of Xeno-sama. However, the 3 months had already passed, so at the moment, time would pass normally again.
It's time to end your life once and for all. If they're not able to do anything, they're not worth continuing to live. Damn, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to protect them. I'm useless.
Damn, I hope Goku gets ready, because this power this traitor possesses is incredible.
Thousands of energy arrows were directed towards the 3 warriors who had accepted their fate, since the power of Daishinkan, after absorbing Freya, had been enhanced in an incredible way.
I've finally been able to put an end to these scum. Now I have to be able to become the master and lord of this whole pathetic multiverse.
However, when the energy fletches were about to collide with the warriors, the arrows began to disintegrate, leaving absolutely nothing, which left Daishinkan very surprised, as well as everyone present, since a being of enormous angelic energy was able to hold the trio of warriors.
What the hell? Who's being able to release all that incredible amount of energy in his aura?
While the aura of the angel held him, the trio of warriors had fully recovered, being equally surprised, since they understood absolutely nothing, but, like a flash, an incredible warrior wrapped in silver aura would stand in front of Daishinkan, who, with a simple pressure, was able to break several of his bones.
Is that how little power you've gotten in this time? It's a pity. You're just another worm compared to me.
I remember that voice. I remember that damn voice. It's not possible. The deities of Universe 7 informed me of your death. So it can't be you, Son Goku.
Everyone surprised at that moment that aura would begin to fade, a very different Goku could be observed, since on his body even the symbols of the great Xenosama could be observed, while his gaze imposed respect.
It's a pity that the deities of Universe 7 knew about your plan much earlier, so they were able to send me to a safe place. I know that you were able to return, Goku. You've been able to end everything created by the great Xenosama. I'm sorry for leaving everything in your hands.
Kakarot, you and I will be the most powerful Saiyans of all the universes. Of that, there's no doubt. Now please make him feel the true terror.
Goku would begin to approach Daishinkan, which at the moment, in spite of everything, would still release all his power, so two incredible auras began to collide. What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Shanken.